That's what happened. Well, a little bit about me. I really don't like shopping. I just find it exhausting. And I think IKEA is probably the worst place for me to go shopping. I mean, that place is so huge. If you go in there, you are not getting out for a really long time. And you have to be prepared. And it's like they've got an arrow on the floor. It's like a one-way in, one-way out situation. And we all start out with a little spring in our step, you know, like we're following the yellow brick road. But about halfway through, you start looking around saying, what do I have to do to get out of here? Like my heels 3 times? And it's at that point that the exhaustion really starts to set in for me. You know, I can feel my blood sugar beginning to drop, and I have to lie down, which is not a problem because there's beds everywhere. That's actually why they have the beds there. And there's also a restaurant conveniently located halfway through. Now that was not just a creative idea, somebody had to make a little bit of extra money. I mean, it's a matter of survival. Because that is the last rest stop for the next 100 miles. And not everybody realizes that, you know? Only the lucky ones. That's why if you do make it down to the warehouse and to the checkout line, you will see people passed out everywhere. It's like, dude, you almost made it. Girl, should have stopped at the restaurant. I mean, there are people trying to get their furniture off of the shelves in the warehouse, and they are just collapsing from dehydration, you know? I'm like, how long have you been in here? They're like, 3 days. I'm like, the restaurant is that way, but you're never gonna make it in your condition. I start sharing my provisions, you know, Swedish meatballs, start handing them out, Swedish fish. Yeah, I use a toothpick, that's what I'm doing. It's more sanitary that way. Well, I don't really enjoy clothing shopping either. And that could be because my legs are shorter than everyone else's in the world. But I do prefer to shop online. The only thing with shopping online is those models. Like on Old Navy, those models are always making some kind of crazy action poses with the clothes. They're like, hey, how's it going? And I don't go around like that, you know? So, I mean, they'll have on like the ripped jeans, and then they'll have like a big sweater, and it's tucked in on one side, but it's hanging out the other side. And they've got like a hat on that's covering one eye, and they're hopping on one foot. And it looks cool and fun. But if I buy that same outfit and I just stand there regular, I look homeless. You see, you have to make those poses for the styles to look right. So now when it's my turn to greet in church, I'm like, welcome, praise the Lord, hallelujah. And people are like, am I in Old Navy? I thought I came to church. There's a lot of talk these days about cell phones. Are they good? Are they bad? Should kids have them? Should they not have them? And my kids didn't have cell phones for a long time because they're homeschooled and they didn't really need to have a phone to call anybody. But we decided to get our kids phones just so we'd have something to take away from them. Because before we had the cell phones, it was like this. Sassy comment from my daughter. Me. Oh yeah? How would you like it if I don't take you to the library this week? Another sassy comment from my daughter. Me. Oh yeah? You're not going to youth group for a month. I do think that cell phones do get in the way of us interacting with one another. You know, everybody is on their phone all the time and not really having meaningful conversation. For example, when I used to walk into the room, my husband would say hello or make eye contact with me. And now he's busy on the phone a lot. And I know I should give him a break work emails and texts and responding to all the notifications. So many notifications. But sometimes I would like to notify him that I am standing in the room waiting to talk to him. It can get a girl a little bit jealous, if you know what I mean. So I tried all of the regular things to get his attention. I cooked a special dinner, steak and potatoes. That was a lot of work. Movie tickets, a weekend away, and none of that seemed to work. So I bought something cute to wear, if you know what I mean. I bought an iPhone costume, and I put that on, and now when I walk in the room, yeah, I get some attention. I don't even bother with Victoria's Secret anymore. My husband said I can make a joke about him. I'm not sure if that's what he had in mind. Another thing a lot of people don't know about me is that I have OCD. And today everybody thinks that they have OCD. Oh, I'm so OCD about this, I'm OCD about that. And what they mean when they say that is they like their socks organized by color, or they like their house really clean. What I mean when I say I have OCD is that I'll be driving down the road, and if I hit a bump, the first thought that pops into my mind is, I probably just hit a person. And so I will turn around and check to make sure that I didn't hit a person, and sure enough, thank the Lord I didn't, and I'll get going on my merry way, and I'll hit that same bump again. And the first thought in my mind is, I probably just hit a person, and I will turn around and check to make sure that I didn't. And thank the Lord I did it, and I'll get going along my merry way, and I'll hit that same bump again. And the first thought in my mind is, you get the idea. And that's why I'm late everywhere I go. And that's what I mean when I say I have OCD. So some things that are easy for other people are difficult for me, like using a public bathroom. I'm that woman in the stall next to you that has her toddler with her, and you can hear her just screaming something like, "Don't touch anything!" Because I have a very certain way that I use the public bathroom so that my body and clothing don't touch any walls or fixtures in that room. I discard the first piece of toilet paper. I flush the toilet. And if my purse should fall from that hook and land on the floor, I will remove my purse from the bathroom in a way that it will not touch my body until I can get it home to properly burn it along with my shoes, which have also been on the floor. I open the stall with my elbow, and I wash my hands for 20 seconds. I sing the Swedish alphabet while I do it, so I know I've done it long enough. But have you noticed that a lot of bathrooms don't have paper towels anymore? And I need the paper towel to grab the doorknob to exit the bathroom. So if there are no paper towels, decisions have to be made. I can stand near the door, still holding my purse away from my body, and hope that another woman needs to use the bathroom and comes in. Hi, how you doing? Can you hold that open for me? But if nobody comes, I've got to improvise. Sometimes I can get the doorknob between my forearms and twist. And if I warmed up ahead of time, I might be able to get my leg up high enough to get it over the doorknob. And that's usually when a woman will come out of the other stall. She'll look at me and say, "Are you a model from Old Navy?" And I'll say, "Yeah." Thank you, everybody.